Yourself amid Euro debt concerns, and is the crisis creating any real opportunities here in the United States? Well, joining us from our telepresence studio in London is Alpesh Patel, director at Prefinium Partners. Virginie Maisonneuve.
Alpesh, you're sitting in London, and what we hear from European leaders, no matter where they are, Greece, Spain, Portugal, Ireland, is everything is going to be fine. Everything's okay, nothing to see here. Do you believe that? Because the market has said loud and clearly the last couple of weeks, if not the last year, things are not okay.
Well, the ratings agencies have said that everything is not okay, and I think the rating agencies are trying to avoid being seen as caught napping as they were with the credit crunch. So actually, I think things are a little bit better than the rating agencies certainly would have you believe. And for once, I think the politicians are pretty close to hitting the truth. In that, if you look at Italy, for instance, and the downgrade there, in actual fact, the Italian budget deficit, annual budget deficit, is under 5% to GDP, which is lower than France's. Their unemployment rate is lower than France's. Their total public debt relative to their GDP is at 120%. Japan is at 160%.
So Alpesh, if I'm hearing you right,
it's fine.
Alpesh, if I'm hearing you right, what you're saying is the rating agencies, which are largely thrown under the bus pre-U.S. housing crisis, you think they have gone too far the other way and maybe are being too negative and too aggressive?
Oh, absolutely. The last time they downgraded Italy, for instance, was 2006. So throughout the credit crunch, they didn't seem to have a problem with it. I think they know that they can't be seen to be slow ever again, so they're being preemptive. And they're spooking the market somewhat. But when you actually look at the hardcore figures, they're not too bad. Italy, for instance, I say it's the weakest of the major European economies, is growing at 1%. It's actually growing. It's not as if they're in recession.
I think it's interesting that actually Fitch and Moody's say that they are not changing their outlook. But Alpesh, Virginie and Paul, thank you very much for your conversation today.